Hello my friends, and welcome back to another video where today I have some more exclusive news and updates about the upcoming Amazon Lord of the Rings TV show, also currently known as Lord of the Rings on Prime. Probably by now you have an idea of what I will be revealing in today's video from the title and thumbnail. In today's video I have some filming updates and also some interesting director news, and we have a lot to get through, so stick through the entirety of the video. All the information in today's video has been double and triple checked and verified by sources, so everything here is legitimate. For example, I have some more stuff that I have heard but I can't verify yet fully, so I can't release it. So let's get right into it. Firstly, start with the filming updates, but the director news is the main big one. So the first bit of news is that the filming and principal photography for episode 3 has been completed. Episode 3 along with episode 1 and 2 are now in the post-production phase. So yes, this is the first bit of positive news in today's video. So we knew that they resumed filming around the end of December, start of January. If you remember Nazanin Boniadi talking about the night shoots, I believe sometime in January. So we know they've been filming for quite a while now. I mean, they're about probably 1.5 months in, and episode 3 is now completed and into the post-production phase, just like episode 1 and 2. Which moves us swiftly onto the next bit of news, which is that Amazon are nearly 50% through the filming of season 1. The filming for episode 4 has begun and currently underway, and a few weeks in too. And another thing that I've probably estimated is that most likely the episode 3 and 4 director is the same, but this is not yet confirmed yet. But you'll see later on in the video why I have made this assumption, but I would like to say again, this is not confirmed. So from this, if you remember a few months ago, I believe in December time, news articles and reports are coming out saying that Amazon are 50% through the filming of season 1, and the only way they got that news was from the fact that J.A. Bayona, the director of episode 1 and 2, said in October or September time that he was 50% through filming, but he was only directing the first 2 episodes. But now Amazon are nearly reaching that 50% mark, and probably by mid-March the episode 4 filming will probably most likely be near the end, which is good news. Now on to the main news, which is that an unnamed and currently unknown woman director will be directing episode 5 and 6 of Lord of the Rings on Prime, and most likely episode 7 as well. And just to give you guys some context, I've had it confirmed to me that she will be directing episode 5 and 6. Which means that, and also is most likely that she will be directing episode 7 as well, but that's not 100% confirmed yet. But that does mean that she's potentially might be directing up to 3 episodes of season 1. And from the week commencing 8th of February, she spent all week visiting and touring around all the sets and on-site locations that she'll probably be using later on. And she was also accompanied by the art department. And she is currently in New Zealand preparing, as episode 4 is still currently filming, so she's going to wait until that's finished so she can film episode 5, episode 6 and most likely episode 7 as well. So it's interesting that she was being toured around all these sets and on-site locations, which means that currently she spent the entire week with the art department looking at all the sets and probably planning how each scene, how the scenery is going to look or how the backdrops are going to look. So currently in New Zealand, and probably I believe, I'm not sure whether it's Auckland or Queenstown where this woman director is at, but they are currently preparing. And another great thing is that she will be the first solo woman director so far out of any Middle-earth related and Tolkien related movies, animations, radio and TV shows. And the really interesting thing is that she's most likely directing up to or / at least 3 episodes, which means that around about approximately 40% of season 1 will be her own vision and visually, aesthetically how she thinks Middle-earth would look like and her own vision, which is quite big, and that's nearly around nearly half of the show. and the fact that she is most likely directing episode 5 and 6, which is already confirmed, but of course episode 7 as well most likely, means that there is one director for episode 3 and 4 as well. But that's just my estimation and my guess. That's not confirmed. That's the only thing that I haven't confirmed in today's video, along with of course her directing episode 7, which is most likely though. As mentioned earlier, she will be joining a highly credited list of the main directors who have worked on Tolkien and Middle-earth related adaptations, starting with Ralph Bakshi, who directed the 1978 Lord of the Rings animated feature. Also, Peter Jackson, who of course I am sure many of you will know directed The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings film trilogies. Guillermo del Toro, who I have also included in this list, even though he didn't get time to actually direct The Hobbit, but his behind the scenes and pre-production work for The Hobbit was extensive enough and developed enough to the point where we could have seen the outline for his version of Middle-earth, so I have included him on the list. Also, while talking about The Hobbit, Andy Serkis, who contributed majorly and helped direct the Hobbit trilogy, especially the latter films, and even when Peter Jackson himself for the time periods of the show and production was stressed out or ill, so he would have been the main director for time periods. Of course, then we have J.A. Bayona, who has directed the first 2 episodes and pilot episodes of the Amazon Lord of the Rings TV show. And finally, Arthur Rankin Jr., who did one of the earlier Middle-earth and Tolkien-related film/shows adaptations with this 1977 Hobbit and the 1980 Return of the King animated specials. So to wrap up and recap all the recent news and exclusive news revealed in today's video, firstly, Episode 3 and the filming of Episode 3 is now completed and the principal photography is all done and out of the way and is now in the post-production phase with Episode 1 and 2, which then went on to Episode 4, currently being filmed in Auckland I believe, but I believe is being filmed in some other places as well in New Zealand, but I'm not too sure on that. And most likely the Episode 3 and 4 director will be the same. As moving on, the episode 5 and 6 director is a currently unnamed and currently unknown woman director who spent the whole of last week going with the art department, touring the sets and on-site locations, getting ready, and is currently planning for when she'll be able to film episode 5 and 6 and most likely episode 7 as well, as I believe she's at least on for 3 episodes with episode 5 and 6 already being confirmed, meaning that a lot of season 1 will be her own fresh and new visions of Middle-earth and especially the Second Age. And of course it is great that we now have our first woman director on a Middle-earth related project, as I actually asked one of my friends and co-hosts for my podcast, and I asked him for a list of directors and also second unit directors, I allow that as well, who have worked on any radio shows, not radio shows but radio productions, anything for Lord of the Rings related and Tolkien related productions and shows/movies, and he gave me a list of 14 main directors and only one of them was in fact a woman, and that was in fact Fran Walsh, who was in fact and is still the wife of Peter Jackson. So I didn't really want to count her, because would she really be directing and working on Middle-earth if she wasn't the husband of the main director? Maybe she might have been, but that's really unlikely. So of course that is good news, and of course I know with this news of course people are going to be like I'm potentially over exaggerating it, but because of course there's always going to be that as well. But that's about all the news I have for today's video, but that is not where it's going to end with the news altogether, as I potentially have 2 to 3 more big exclusive news coming over the next few weeks, so look out for that as well, and maybe one as early as next week that I did mention at the end of last video, which is around the marketing of the show. So yeah, we've got a lot to look forward to, and tell me in the comments below what you think about this news and updates. Are you happy that we're finally seeing the first woman director? Are you happy that Amazon nearly 50% through the filming of season 1? Let me know in the comments below. But thank you guys for watching, I really appreciate it for all the support. Please like and subscribe, but until the next video my friends, goodbye.